All right, hello, Caitlin Straight here, and this is a webinar on how to attract and find clients as a VA. Let me make this full screen. All right, hey y'all. Gotta move this too. My name is Caitlin Straight, and I am a virtual assistant coach and Facebook marketing mentor. Years ago, I was needing a way to find um, have a business at home and make decent money, the dream, right? But I wasn't sure how to do this. I ran an equestrian employment company and became decent at Facebook marketing because of it. I decided to focus on that, which led to me being a VA, and am now a virtual assistant coach. It's been quite a journey, but I'm so glad I did it. Do ideal clients matter? Yes, you want to work with who you want to work with. So you get to choose your clients. You want to work with certain industries, you want to get paid your worth, you want to get paid on time, and you want to work with clients that respect your boundaries. So if you are in the ideal client debate, the ICA, ideal client avatar debate, and you're like, oh, do I really need to find the people that I want to work with? Do I really have to narrow myself down? Here's some yes and no's about why they matter or why they don't matter. So no, if you think that they don't matter, you want to work with everyone and anyone who will pay you. You want to work on their hours and terms. You want to possibly earn less and work at their wages. Time will seem to go by slower and you won't be as excited about what you do. All right, ponder this. So this is how you come up with an ideal client. So ideal clients, again, are someone that you ideally want to work with. This does not mean that you have to work with this person forever. This does not mean this can't change tomorrow. This just makes it so much easier from a marketing perspective on how to market to that person, because you already know all of these things about them and you're really excited about working with this type of person. Sometimes when you think you want to work with anyone and everyone, you end up working for people you're not excited about, in the industries you just don't really care about. So let me try and move this thing real quick. There we go. So are they male or female or both? What is their age range? Are they college educated? Where do they live? What kind of house do they live in? So do they live, in an apartment, in a condo, in a house, in a townhouse? Where do they shop? Do they shop at Walmart? Do they shop at Whole Foods? Do they only shop organically? Do they only shop locally? Do they have any children? Do they have pets? What kind of pets do they have? Do they have dogs, cats, birds, geese, guinea pigs? What kind of car do they drive? So do they have a sports car? Do they have an SUV? Do they have a minivan? Are they into sports? Do they have a sports team they watch every Sunday? Do they participate in sports? What are their hobbies? What is their business? How do they spend their money? Are they on a strict budget? What do they make every year? Okay, how does your business help them? What can you help them do? How do they talk? Okay, so you might only know this after actually talking to these types of people and surveying them, but what's their favorite restaurant? Where do they like to eat? Do they meal prep? Do they only eat organic? Do they eat at McDonald's? Do they travel? So I want you to get so clear that if you bumped into this person walking down the street, you know it. So you always have that picture of this person in the back of your head. And you also probably want to write some of these things down so you know who this person is, right? So my client horror stories. So I had client A, who I still remember very vividly because they were very kind to me. And I loved working with them, but they were on a different time zone. I'm in Florida. They were in California, so they're 3 hours behind me. So I love working with them. I love what they did. They were a food blogger, but this often meant that I had to stay up super late. So I was up till like midnight till 2 a.m. To be live when they were, because they wanted certain things to be live, and me doing certain things on their time. So client B was nice but cheap. I was working overtime a lot. They had a really low rate, so I had to work more to kind of make up for it. It wasn't my ideal working hours. I was kind of just working whenever they needed me to work. They needed a lot of little things done pronto, and I was overworked. So they needed create, and it was on the fly. Nothing was like planned out. It's like, oh, create a graphic about this. Oh, post this on social media in 15 minutes. Like I had to be available like whenever they were available. All right. So if you were trying to attract people to you instead of you having to go out and hunt to find those people, there's certain types of in-person advertising you could be doing. So who do you want to attract? You could be hanging out locally, like a coffee shop, and create advertising there to, put up on a bulletin board or talk to the owner and see if there's local networking events going on at the coffee shop. So certain types that certain places you frequently visit, you think your ideal client would be hanging out at. So coffee shops, cool restaurants, wherever you picture this person hanging out with or hanging out at. So networking events. So maybe your local chamber of commerce does events. You can find these on Eventbrite, Meetup, LinkedIn, those types of groups. These, you might not find your ideal clients here, because I've kind of noticed that my ideal client isn't really hanging out at these types of events. But they might lead to networking, other opportunities for your business. So maybe you doing some collaboration work with some of these people, or them knowing someone that needs your help. Okay. I actually one time walked into a store that I really liked in downtown Melbourne. My mom and I frequented there probably once a week. And I just started talking to the lady, and we eventually got to know her really well. And I did some work for her online, just by me being a frequent customer and just being friendly and actually just talking to the person. So create your own meetup group for local businesses, business owners, or events, and do a presentation on virtual assistants. So you can always create your own. Create a networking event for women entrepreneurs in your city, or create a networking event for people that work online, or whatever you want to do. You can always create your own environment if you're not finding the right type already there. So networking online for offline. So Facebook groups for local businesses is a really good way to find people that are local in your area that are already on Facebook. So there might be a Facebook group for your city. There might be a Facebook group for a certain event or something going on that you can find. But this is a great way to find a bunch of local business owners already in your city or in your area, already in one spot online. So marketing strategy online, create a plan and stay visible. So you do not need to be everywhere all the time if you are not going to be visible everywhere all the time. I would much rather see someone, if I'm trying to hire them, being active and having a plan of visibility versus having 15 platforms on 15 different networks and they're only active on 2, and the rest of them they posted 3 years ago. Okay, so if you're going to open up a platform or be active on all of these, actually make a plan of commitment of doing these. So you can have a marketing strategy online, and the only marketing strategy, there's a lot that goes into this, but the only thing that I tell people is to create a plan of being visible. So posting multiple times a day about who you are, who you serve, and your offers. Connecting with people online and asking them, how you can help them, or learning more about people. Reaching out to 5 people a day and just telling them about your business and seeing if you can create a friendship. Being social and just being there online, just having those connections can really pay off in the long end versus going and advertising yourself, in 45 Facebook groups a day. Every 2 minutes, because that's going to get you blocked on Facebook. It's going to really turn people off. But yes, you need to be visible, but that does not mean running around throwing your advertisements out everywhere. You got to start to create really genuine connections with people and create friendships and be genuine and ask people, first of all, what they need and what they want from a virtual assistant, and then create offers and packages based off of your ideal client's needs and wants of what they told you. So places you can be visible, Facebook groups was my main source of virtual assistant clients when I was a virtual assistant. That is still something that I offer my current coaching clients is, creating a plan of visibility for Facebook groups. Having your own Facebook page, a lot of people think that this is kind of like dying and phasing out. Having a Facebook page is a great thing to keep active, because if you ever plan to run ads for Facebook, you probably want to have somewhere you direct these people to, right? So either you're trying to get likes for your ad on Facebook and you're trying to drive people back to your Facebook page, or it's just a great way to stay in contact with people, and there are still people that are on Facebook and that look at people's Facebook pages. You can also create ads from Facebook pages that look like you're posting in the news feed, but it's actually an advertisement from your page. So that's a really useful thing to be able to do when advertising your business. So your website and your email marketing. So from a VA standpoint, you might be thinking of email marketing as something that you'd probably, maybe you don't really think about. And maybe a website isn't something you've thought about, or you have a website, but it's not converting. So yes and no. I recommend virtual assistants have a website. I currently mentor 2 virtual assistants that don't have a website, that are totally booked in their business. So it's totally possible to do it without a website, but a website is always a really great thing to have, to be able to give someone your website and they have all of your information in one place. Your contact information, a little bit about you, maybe some of your blogging that shows, how you work, or things you can help people with, or new things going on in the industry. Your rates, everything in one spot, because normally you can't show someone your Twitter, or have someone contact you on Twitter and say, hey, you can find out more about me on my Twitter page. Well, I mean, like, there's no way to showcase your rates. So you could do that on Facebook page. You can also have your appointment calendar for people to schedule an appointment with you or schedule a call with you to learn more about your services on your website. So that's another really good thing. And it looks really professional to have your own website, your own hosted domain, and be able to have that source of contact. And then your website, you should be driving traffic back to it. If you don't have a good converting website, then maybe we need to talk, because your website should be doing some of the really good advertising for you too. And email marketing. So you can use this to keep in contact with people that maybe, weren't interested in your services right now, but they are in a couple of months. Or you can keep in contact with people anytime you run a sale. It's just a really great way. Anytime you offer anything new in your business, anything changing, you can just consistently keep in contact with people. Send them your blog, send them your videos, any marketing materials to them. And a lot of people open their email, every morning. They check their email, maybe before they jump on Facebook. And it's a direct hit, because you're personally getting swept into their mailbox, and you have a little bit more of a chance of them reading your email sometimes versus your Facebook page being seen on Facebook or something, or your post being seen in the Facebook group. But it's, just another really great way of contact, of communication. So your LinkedIn profile, a lot of people think LinkedIn is more for really professional, like corporate world companies, but LinkedIn has a lot of traction right now, and it's a really great way to get some visibility as a virtual assistant, because there's tons of high dollar people that are looking for virtual assistants probably on LinkedIn because they are already on LinkedIn for their own business. So if that's the type of person that you are trying to attract, you really want to get active on LinkedIn, create a profile, join some groups, really get some activity going there. Twitter, another really great way to find virtual assistant jobs. You can do a search on Twitter to find people looking for virtual assistants, but it's a really easy way to connect to people by replying to tweets. And it kind of gets addicting sometimes because you can just sit on Twitter all day and make connections and reply to stuff, and it's such a fast-paced, easy thing to do. It can be kind of a time suck sometimes, but Twitter's another great opportunity out there. Pinterest and Instagram, I'll do both of them together. Pinterest I love because it's such a visual platform. And there's, again, huge opportunities on Pinterest. If you are not on Pinterest and you probably really need to consider it. And I would consider just being active on here, creating some boards that your ideal clients are looking for. So yes, things that have to do with your business. Maybe your blog post and things that are really cool in your local city or your town or something. Your favorite vacation spots, whatever. Things that showcase you and your business and more about you. But then boards that your ideal client are going to be looking for and that would enjoy. So things that would attract them to you. So this really goes back to that ideal client avatar. I personally love coffee. Anybody that knows me knows I drink coffee like all day, like all my friends, that's what they get me for Christmas. It's like a coffee mug, a Starbucks gift card. Like I have to have my coffee. And it's weird because like everybody that it's not weird, like I understand it now, but everybody that I work with or I have clients with, like we all love coffee. And that's always like something I know that I can get people for gifts usually. But I've got like this little coffee club going on, or tea or hot cocoa. Like I'm like a drinks person like that. But, that's something that I like am putting up a board of my favorite coffee recipes. Because I just love coffee and I know that's going to weirdly kind of attract people to me because they know I love coffee, but regardless. Instagram, another really great way to get pictures and really connect with people. And it's a fast-paced one like Twitter. It's kind of addicting. And, share things about your life and about what you're doing in your business and, do videos and stuff from Instagram now because you want to connect with people on a personal level. Yes, you are in business to make money, but it's so much easier to do business with people if you actually connect with them on a personal level and you see, pictures of their pets or their family or my coffee every morning or whatever. And it's great because it's so easy to grow a following on there. And it seems almost simple, like it's easy. And lastly, Snapchat/Periscope. I don't use Periscope. I kind of got really active in Snapchat and then I kind of died off a little bit. I need to get my strategy up a little bit better about it. But Snapchat, another really great way to let people know what's going on right now in your business and in your life. If you're on a jog and you want to do a video, if you're in your car and you're parked and you want to do a video, please don't do videos when you're driving. It drives me crazy. It's another great way to let people know instantly what's going on in your life and in your business. So again, you do not have to be on all of these platforms all the time. I would suggest finding out where your ideal clients or the people you really want to work with are and being on those ones, but having a plan of action and a plan of visibility and being just active on these platforms, daily and consistently will build your social media presence. All right, so the Facebook marketing funnel, it is all about value. See value right up there at the top. So providing valuable content to your page, providing valuable content to your groups, providing valuable content by asking questions, commenting, etc. So actually just being there and providing things about, what's going on in your business and how-tos and tips and tricks and commenting on other people's things and asking questions. It's not hard. People make it so much harder than it is. You just have to be there and treat it like you're with a bunch of friends and you're just trying to strike up a conversation. Okay. So the main thing is, after you post this thing of value, so you're telling people a virtual assistant could really help you save some time in your business because, and then you list some reasons. Hey, I just helped my client Tammy create an email funnel, and she's really getting some great clients from it, and now she doesn't even have to worry about sending out an email. This is what I did, and I can do this for you. With whatever you're sharing on social media, you always want to put a call to action on the end of your post. You want to ask them to do something. You want to ask them to PM you. You want to ask them to send you a message. You want to ask them to book a call with you and leave your link. You want to ask them to take some action, to retweet this, to pin this, whatever. Because by asking them, you're going to actually get them to take action, and they're not just going to read your post and say, oh yeah, that was a good post, and then they just keep scrolling. Ask them to share it, ask them to like it. So that's really, really important on social media. You also want to be doing storytelling, telling stories about your personal life and how it's impacted your business, or things that are going on right now. Getting personal, creating that human connection with people, giving people a reason to know you, to like you, and to trust you. That's going to lead to sales. Okay, so asking for referrals. So once you have a couple of clients, or one client or two clients, and you're doing really great work for them, don't be scared to ask for referrals and testimonials. That's going to get you on a referral basis, and you're just going to start, getting clients just from that. It can really explode. So you can also ask for a referral fee. This can keep your business full, and you can give back to the person that referred you the client. So if someone gets you a client and you feel the need, this is not always necessary, but it's totally up to you. If you feel the need to give back to the person that referred you, give them a percentage of the sale that you're going to get back. All right, email marketing. So don't forget about the power of email marketing on your website, because it is huge. So perhaps someone is not interested in your services yet, or for whatever reason, they decide to not take you up on your services right now, or they say they're not interested, or they say that they already hired someone, or whatever. You don't want this to become an ongoing response, but it happens. Get them on your email list. This is the best way for you to stay in constant contact with them as a potential client, because maybe down the road their VA decides to not offering services, or their VA sucks, or whatever happens, or they need to hire someone else. Keep them on your email list. They'll be in constant contact with you, and they'll know what's going on and be able to know what's going on in your business. You can set up your mailing list using MailChimp. You must have a physical address in order to use MailChimp. Like, you have to have like a PO box. I don't recommend using your house address, but you have to have a PO box or some kind of physical address with MailChimp now. Aweber, Constant Contact. There's a bunch of email marketing services out there. I use, I just forgot the name of it. ConvertKit. There we go. I use ConvertKit. Having an email list is a great way to keep your current clients and future ones knowing what's going on in your biz. So, co-host events with people in similar fields. So, do you know someone that does something similar to you that your audience could benefit from? So maybe you can do a joint webinar on graphic design or branding, or creating a website or something, and that's not something that you offer. And you can maybe refer people to that person. Try and come up with a couple of these people that you could do, once or twice a month. And you will have content to share with your audience. Maybe do a pitch at the end of your webinar or something. And it's kind of a win-win for both of you. You create something that you can share over and over again that's full of valuable content, and it at the very least lets people know about you and what you do. Above all, value before pitch. I go back and forth with this. Yes, you have to provide value, because providing value gives people a reason to know, like, and trust you. On the other hand, you need to be pitching, you need to be selling your services. So adding value before pitching your services is a great way to get clients. You can, share exactly what you do and then a link to book a call with you. Before you add your reply to a long list of other Facebook replies or comments, make yours stand out. Constantly marketing yourself, but add value to this, okay? So for example, instead of just adding, yes, I'm a VA and I can help you, here's my site. Try, I help my client Julia do X, Y, and Z, which is what you're looking for, and I got this result. So you're making yourself stand out a little bit because you're giving the person exactly what they're looking for, and you're providing how you can help them specifically. And you're telling them that you've already gotten results doing this with someone else, with one of your clients or whatever. So help answer questions that people are asking. Ask questions and create discussions around being a virtual assistant. This is a great way to gain credibility about what you're doing. It's also really easy to do. Come up with like a frequently asked questions list that people ask you about being a virtual assistant. It's not hard, and you can even just search in Facebook or on Twitter and see, what are people asking about. All right. So if you are watching this doesn't apply because I already recorded this webinar, but I will keep the sale on because it's not going to be only just for 30 minutes. But if you see this and you email me or you contact me somehow and let me know that you want in on my course, let me know. So if you need more support in your virtual assistant biz, for $25 a month, you can build a thriving business, just as I have done, and I'll walk you through it step by step. I have a virtual assistant course. It's like a DIY Become a Virtual Assistant. It's all online. It's a course. It's over about, I think, 6 weeks. There's a new module a week that goes out. So if you are interested in becoming a virtual assistant for $25 a month, let me know. I do all of the training. I literally teach you A to Z. And for 2017, I am updating the entire course, so there'll be a lot of upgrades going on in the course. But as soon as January 1st, 2017 hits, this price is going up. So if you see this webinar before then, let me know, and you can still get in on this $25 a month sale. So thank you for joining me or watching this wherever you are, or listening to this if you're listening. I hope I've helped you a little bit in becoming a virtual assistant and given you some really great ideas. And if you ever have any questions about anything that I covered here, please let me know, and I'd love to help you out.